Hello, and welcome back to the Broken Respawn podcast, where we talk all things completely and utterly flipping broken and scuffed, like today's episode will probably end up, as well as games and various other things we discuss. I'm TBSliver, and I'm joined here today by the ever-moogly CaedesEnder.
Good afternoon, folks.
And the one that's not quite on fire, but probably should be at the end, Kremlik lot.
Too damn warm.
How are we all doing?
It's warm. It's very warm.
It's warm. Yeah, it is a wee bit warm today.
Please stop. Please stop.
Please heat. Please, Sky Laser, stop it. Yes. How have we all been this fine fortnight since, what was it? It was Summer Games Fest last episode, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, I almost died twice.
Oh god, yeah.
Not any better, but I can talk now, which is better than nothing.
That's always useful for a podcast, I will definitely say.
Yay!
And yourself, Caedes. What, you haven't been on for a couple of weeks now, actually.
At least a month, yeah. I mean, I think if last week was Games Fest, I would have been working overtime on the last one and then working the one before that as well. So I tend to miss out on like 2 in a row because of my shift pattern. So it feels like a long time. But yeah, no, it's not been too bad. I am also very, very warm, but I've got 2 rather expensive and large fans pointed at me at the moment, so that's quite nice.
yeah, I've got a fan pointing at me as well. That's just missing the microphone, so I will.
I have a tiny desk fan. I just had this little tiny desk fan that's just giving me a small breeze.
Well, that's normally enough, actually.
I'll be honest, these are pointed directly at me, and I just thank the Lord for NVIDIA Broadcast. I can just trim that audio out so I don't need to.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I don't actually know what noise suppression it sounds like on this end, but never mind.
I mean, I could turn it off and you could see, but I wouldn't recommend it.
I think we'll skip that. So what have we been up to then? It's been there's been several. Oh my god, this week, this last week has been entertaining, especially for releases. What arrived? What, 16 hours ago? 20 hours ago?
Yeah, we're talking about it now, then. We're talking about it now, yeah.
Well, there may be something that hurry up and finish down podcast, we'll go back and play.
Yes.
Yes, Final Fantasy 16.
Yep,
It's amazing!
It's so good.
Oh, God. 16 has landed, and these two are obviously wanting to really, really play it. I would not be surprised if Caedes is playing it right now.
I can't because I'm streaming it, aren't I? So I've got to wait for this to finish, this stupid bullshit to finish, so that I can go play my own things. Mum says I can't have a pudding until I've eaten my vegetables.
Yeah. Well, to let Kate know, Kate is effectively the demo, because the demo ends as soon as the title drops.
Yeah, I
just played the demo.
As soon as I saw the title drop, I was like, yeah, no, that was the demo.
Yeah, and oh dear God, I'm not going to say much, but anybody that's going to play the game, get some food, get a drink, and you're there for hours. Yeah. You won't be able to stop.
Right.
I described it as Devil May Cry combat in a Dragon's Dogma setting, and it works so well.
With a Final Fantasy story. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Dogma was pretty good, story-wise. I quite liked
that. And me and Casey have got a debate going on, because I like the English voice side. It's like the best of Thunders in Final Fantasy so far. It is literally proper English, written English, so everybody sounds natural and everything else. Cade's doctors were Japanese, so.
Well, my problem isn't that I don't like the English; it's that I don't want to try it. I don't even sound like I don't know who they've got voicing what, but my problem always is that I recognise more English voices than I do Japanese. So if I hear Matt Mercer, instantly I know that's Matt Mercer, and I see him doing it, not the character.
There's
so many voice actors that I recognise now that I just. I don't as many in Japanese. I'll be honest, one of the characters I have already recognised, and I've yet to work out where from, and I'm trying not to.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I will talk about this game with people later. I've been playing Diablo 4. One of his characters is voiced it has the same voice actor as the character in 16 right now.
Yes, I know.
It gets confusing.
I was gonna say I noticed that because I dropped in on Carnage, who's playing it right now.
Yeah.
and I was like, hang on a minute, hang on.
Yeah.
And the character looks almost the same as well. I was like, hang on a minute.
A perfect example for me recently is I've been suffering through Fringe, the TV show.
Oh no.
Kremlik has his own opinions on it, and he's entitled to his opinions no matter how long they are. I don't like Fringe, did not like it. I watched all 6 fucking seasons and I hated it. But
Walter.
one of the actors in there was also in Horizon Zero Dawn. So while I'm rotating through my episodes and I've got Fringe and Primeval and a load of other things rotating through episodes,
Yes.
I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn and I heard a character from Fringe talk and I looked over and thought, I'm not even watching Fringe.
And Sliver was know this actor because he's also listening to it as well.
Yes, R.I.P. Lance.
Yeah, sorry, Lance.
Yep.
We miss you
But
very much.
it causes a level of confusion that can just disassociate me from the game and what I'm doing. I don't like it. So I prefer to play a Japanese game in Japanese at least. If it's an English game, if it is fully designed in English, no, I'm not going to play a Rockstar game in Japanese because that wouldn't work. But that's my stand on it. Always has been.
Well, to let people know, I'll explain this. To let people know, the game was written in Japanese. Wasn't written in Japanese originally. It was written in English to begin with. Then translated to Japanese to look at and modify. Then translated back to English to then do all the voice casting and voice lines and everything else from English first. So
it is the first main line to be written in English, if you remember rightly.
Yeah, so
sorry, that would be 13 because that was an American woman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember seeing a post about that for Japanese people watching Japanese that to turn on the English dub because the Japanese voice lines are not lip synced correctly. I was
this they are.
They are completely.
There was something recently that was not lip synced correctly.
Yeah. Every single language in 16 so far it's been voice link
lip synced
completely.
That's good. That's good.
I'm saying on stream as well that it's Monster Hunter World. They do it across their entire language pack, including Monster Hunter gibberish.
That's good.
Yeah, they synced everything, and it's definitely something that's becoming more and more important for the audio team and the animation team, and I thoroughly appreciate that.
And then we'll post up this interview from various places, but unfortunately for the main voice actor that voices Clive in English version, his name's Ben Starr. He's been a massive gamer for the longest time, and he's been also an actor. So the story goes basically for a lark. He decided, I'm going to try voice acting for this unknown game for what he thought was a small project. Ends up being, and he auditions, is like, could you be this place? And he goes through as normal. It's like, okay, you got the part. And then he gets told by his agent, what was the part for? Oh, it's a Final Fantasy game. It's like going, what?
Sorry, I missed the name. Did you say this was Ben, who I think it is, as in Darth Maul?
No.
Oh, right. I'm going to say, because if it is action, definitely I'm not putting it in English.
No, his name's Ben Starr. I'll have to put the interviews up on content. Yeah. But essentially, you got told, yes, it's Final Fantasy. It's like, well, what part is it? You've got the main role as the only character there, and yes, all your voice directions will influence everybody else's. So he's in charge of that character completely, and this is his role. Yeah.
Now I see why. Now I see why you said the guy had a little bit of a breakdown of just like
yes. Yes, unfortunately,
that's like going for a job and then getting the job and then saying, so who's my understudy going to be? Oh, Matt Mercer. What?
I'm sorry. What? Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, he had a conversation with Koji Fox. Who is the lead translator of 14 and 16, and Koji basically said to him, well, it could be worse, he could be Star Wars, and Ben just turned around and said, essentially, no, this is my Star Wars.
Yeah.
This is my Star Wars, you don't understand.
Yes. This is how important this role is to me now, because I have to make sure I got it right. Because not only is this a game that I'm going to play, but also going to affect so much in the industry. Yeah. So it's like, I honestly feel safe to think I had to go from a bit part to main role and major title.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I mean, I did look into being a voice actor, and I opted out because it was just way too much input for not enough output for my liking. And there was straight away some things I couldn't do, and Final Fantasy was one of them. I said I would never even apply for the role because if I got it, I would be under such pressure on myself. God no, hell no.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't want to go near that because if I ruin it, I'd hate myself. And also, you wouldn't be able to, like, it would ruin the game for you because you'd never be able to play
imagine
it.
If you exactly. Imagine if you absolutely adore Marvel, and then you get cast as Thanos. You can't watch that. There's no way you could enjoy watching that.
No, like, oh, I remember this bit. I get hit in the face. Yeah, that sort of thing.
It's bad enough that I don't listen to or watch any of the content I'm featured on because I don't like me. I don't like me. You know. So if it's like. Nobody does, so yeah. So if it's like a major role, it's like an entire part of a franchise I wouldn't be able to be part of.
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't introduce things, so it's
if you watch it in Japanese, you just don't have to deal with this. You don't have to. It's fine. The Japanese voice acting is on point, so
yeah. But the problem is for most people, it's reading. I couldn't read fast enough. It has to be in English for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Thankfully, English, like I said, the English dub is not bad. Yes, I recognise the voice as well because some of the voices. The Final Fantasy 14 cast members are actually in it as well, which is no surprise.
Oh no! More and more reason just never to play it in English. Oh.
Yes, because a certain titled knight like that you recently defeated. Yes, he's voiced by him.
Oh dear.
We recognise him straight away.
It's been fun so far. I think I'm 2 hours in and. I've been impressed by everything so far. So if you're into your Final Fantasy, can highly recommend with what I've played for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely say I was surprised when I got home. I looked at the live thing. I was like, oh, Caedes is live. Click. Why is he not live? Oh God, is his computer broken again?
Oh, you must have just caught me as I went off there.
Yeah.
Well, all I'll say is Final Fantasy 16 is bug free. Unlike a certain game that Caedes can talk about.
Well, I mean, I can talk about 3, possibly.
No,
actually, I can't. All 3 games I've got to talk about today include many, many bugs, so I can't talk about them.
No, well, you've got many bugs to talk about, so let's talk about bugs.
I have many bugs to talk about, because I've been playing Aliens Dark Descent.
Oh.
Which is I don't even know who makes it, actually. It was announced a while back, and then just got left out of all the news cycle.
I don't remember seeing it.
It's kind of come out of nowhere, but it's essentially. First thing I'll say about it is absolutely nailed the Aliens vibe, not Alien and not Alien 3, the Aliens vibe, where you are a desperate band of Marines fighting for your goddamn life.
Explain this game to me because I've not heard of it about it until it's actually dropped. Yeah.
So. Essentially, the way I've been explaining it is you take XCOM, you turn it into an Aliens game.
Yep,
you take away the turn-based.
Oh, so it's real-time combat XCOM.
Yeah. Your entire squad, you move by right-clicking, and they will fire on their own. Double-click makes them run, and they can't run and shoot. So you've got a level of strategy of, do I take it slow and risk having to use ammo, or do I take it fast and risk getting caught up on, kind of thing. You know, aliens, you kill them, they explode, they're full of acid, you've got to do normal stuff like that. You're then given command points, which you can use for special abilities like your flamethrower, your shotgun, planting mines, you've got sentry turrets and things like that. And each of those has a command point cost, which regenerates over time. So you hit space to slow down time, or if you prefer, you can change that to stop time to issue commands. So you've got that level of...
So it goes almost Baldur's Gate like then.
Yes, very much so.
Divinity like type.
Yeah. So imagine if they took XCOM and made it play like Alien Swarm, but it's single player and you've got the ability to slow down time. And it's just, I mean, I've been absolutely slaughtered. My first 2 missions, I lost 2 people. They ain't coming back. They're dead.
It did say it was a persistent world as well, which is interesting.
Yeah. So each of the missions you go into, you've got something called an ARC with you, an armored recon command vehicle, essentially.
Okay.
And that drops you off, and as you progress through the level, you'll unlock points where you can request fire support, and that thing will pull up to you, and that you can reinforce there and get in it and drive to other locations you've done, and it's got a turret on the top, so you can use it as a mobile base. But there's something like I'm only a little way through, so I've only unlocked 3 missions at the moment. But if you go into a mission and it pops up with a warning saying onslaught incoming, you've triggered way too many aliens, you weren't stealthy enough, here is a big wave coming to get you. You can just book it back to the ARC and call evac, get out, save your men, and then go back in and continue from where you've left off. The aliens have calmed down, they've reset. You've got side objectives to rescue survivors who will then join your team as engineers, as medics, as soldiers, kind of thing. So you can't just recruit people. You're trapped on a quarantined planet. You cannot just say, I'm going to call in more Marines. If you lose a Marine, you've got to go rescue them or find a replacement, or you're done.
I'm assuming basically if they get captured, you've got time limit. Because
essentially, I've never seen anybody actually come back from a full capture. So if an alien grabs them, they physically walk away with them, and they're dragging them by the head and they're screaming and kicking and trying to get away. You chase them down. If you kill the alien, they get back up and carry on the fight. If they make it to an alien spawn hole, they're gone. I have never managed to recover one past that point. I don't know if that's a feature that will come in later. But then there's also the human element. There's a degree of cultists who want to be chosen by the aliens, and they're called really, really well designed. They're called the Darwin era cultists. Darwin Award for all of you.
Of course.
Then you've got a stress mechanic on top of that, which ties into the old XCOM thing and the Darkest Dungeon style, where you can't just keep taking someone into this situation. They're gonna break. And one of my guys has developed the bully trait. He's become, if I lock down a room and rest in it, one of my Marines takes a point of damage because he gets so stressed he kicks the shit out of him.
Oh wow! Okay.
There's some real brutal stuff, and
jeez, so
all your resources are limited. If you take a sentry turret in and don't recover it, you have to build a new sentry turret. That's gone. But you can go in with resources next time, and it'll still be there on the same map. So you can go and recover everything. It's quirky. It's probably not for everybody, but I'm 9 hours in and still loving it, and I've only done 3 missions so far.
I was going to say that's a good thing, and it's like in terms of game these days, it's a good price as well.
Yeah,
20% off on Humble at the moment. So yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's got very positive reviews. So basically, it's one of the few alien games that are actually good.
I've said to everybody who's talked to me about it, if you're not into the Alien universe and the Alien franchise, the gameplay is not enough to keep you entertained.
Yeah.
But if you are into the game, if you are into aliens, if you love Ripley and you love Weyland-Yutani core, and like me, have a absolutely chronic fear of the xenomorphs, oh boy, does this game hit the right vibe. And when that queen chased me and I had to just fire by retreat, and she picked someone up and literally bishoped her in half. No chance of recovery. I had to go back for dog tags,
She gone.
Yeah. She charged through my squad, KOing one of them, concussing them on the floor, picked up another, ripped it in half, and my other 2 just retreated, fire by retreat kind of thing.
So went, screw this, we're out, like it. Yeah.
And then I had to go back in and pick up my other guy.
Apparently these are the devs of the Gothic. Battlefield Gothic.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It's in Dallas Interactive with publisher Focus Entertainment.
Yeah. I will be playing it on stream at some point. Obviously, there's other things to play on stream. And you can, like XCOM, you can customize your units, you can rename them. They've got classes, they've got abilities. I've just picked up my first proper smart gun. So, yeah, it's interesting. You can even, if someone gets a facehugger on them, and you don't have time to recover it, you can let them stand up after the fact and run around with a chest burster in them. You can still have them in your team with a chest burster, and then at some point decide it's too risky and kill them.
Fair.
So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. As surprise releases go, or as under published releases go.
Yeah.
Very much up there.
That's fair. No, that's. If I had the time with all those Sonic games.
Yeah, I mean, time is the is the watchword there, because I spent 2.5 hours on the first mission.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm on mission 3, so
Yeah. Definitely gonna be a fun one for you. Yeah. Sorry, Crum.
I was going to say, speaking of releases, do you want to talk about Nintendo Direct?
Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
yeah, that's more your field than mine. I definitely know what's coming out, but
Oh God!
I will honestly say I have not managed to watch it yet. I've been too busy.
Well, let's just say, essentially, a lot of things exploded because Super Mario RPG: The 7 Stars is being remade completely.
Okay.
So the original Super Mario RPG is going to have a remake coming. It's been remade from the ground up and looks absolutely cheapified.
Right.
It looks really, really good. But again, this sparked a ton of rumors that like this is setting up the groundwork for the second one. Gino's going to be Smash coming forward. Mallo's going to get his own game, etc., etc. So yeah, that was one of the bigger hits. The other bigger hit was the fact that not only is Super Mario RPG being remade, so is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. That's Luigi Mansion 2 for Switch.
I actually didn't know that one.
Yes.
That one had slipped by me.
Yeah. Dark Moon is going to be released for the Switch sometime next year. Same with an untitled Princess Peach game. So, both, Mario, Peach, and Luigi will come next year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Added to the fact we got Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which is brand new 2D Mario.
Oh, that's cool. So a new not IP, sub IP, as it were.
No, it's a continuation of the 2D series.
Oh, okay.
It's part of World and not part of New. So there's Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers World, and New Super Mario Brothers. Those are the 5.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's part. Wonder is part of the new timeline, essentially.
Okay.
Because
I thought they'd specifically said this wasn't part of the new era. This wasn't a new Super Mario Brothers games. This was just a Super Mario Brothers game.
I know, but either way, it looks like a new. It's got a new art style to it.
I'm just confused that you can be an elephant in this one.
Wait, what?
Well,
sorry,
Mario
what?
Galaxy as well as
Okay.
Well, we've had Cat Mario, we've had Dookie Mario, so we might as well have
Elephant Mario.
Yeah.
I noticed as well.
Yeah.
I noticed as well. Super Mario RPG returns. I'm looking at the text spotlight. From their
that's
website.
what you're saying. Mario and the 7 Stars, is it called?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the original
Stars,
name?
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's an old SNES RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, and much like Link's Awakening, it's getting a treeified look to it.
Right.
Yeah, going back to Wonder, the interesting thing about Wonder is that if you look at the clips, and a lot of people recognize this, there's a new feature called if you touch. There's a new flower called a Wonder Flower. If you touch it, the level changes design. For instance, it was opaque, or the pipes start to be animated and be worms and everything else like that. So the entire level changes.
This
They're
looks
really
so
doubling
cursed.
down on the drug trip then.
Yes,
This looks so cursed.
Yes.
I would show the
think
video,
about
but
it.
Nintendo are litigious. Let's put it that
We
way.
would
Yes.
make it up on screen, but
Yeah, the best explanation, and I can say to people that are interested in this, if you play the Rayman Legends series, it's that, but Mario.
okay.
That's the vibe that we got from it. The way the platforming is, because it's very fast. It's not like the standard Mario where you're running along and jumping. It's very much you're sprinting through the level of high speed.
Okay.
Almost Sonic speed, yeah. So that's one of the Mario stuff. But also, a Detective Pikachu returns with a new game called Detective Pikachu Returns.
I saw that.
Was
I was
there
like,
actually
really? We're still doing this?
Yes.
Was there actually a Detective Pikachu game?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
It was
Otherwise, you wouldn't have the movie.
It was a spin-off of the Mystery Dungeon series, which then got a spin-off as a movie and is now going back to being a game of its own.
Right. Yes. I thought it just turned up as a movie because I knew the Rescue Squad Pokemon one had that sort of vibe, but I didn't realize Detective Pikachu was a game earlier. I must have missed that one entirely. What was that on?
Early DS, was it?
Yeah, I think that was on DS. I can't remember without looking up. But
Maybe like year 2 of the DS's release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an interesting set of announcements. I said I missed the Luigi's Mansion one though. I'm quite excited for that.
And also hidden behind the announcement of Pikmin 4, Pikmin 1 and 2 HD have been released silently on the Switch as well. Yeah,
I was actually in a stream the other yesterday, and someone was saying how that morning they'd been in town and were looking at picking up Pikmin 2 on the GameCube, but it was $200, and they were like, "I really want it, but I can't justify the spend at the moment." Got home to find out they'd released 1 and 2 for the Switch for 50 quid. And it was like, fuck, save yourself a fortune there.
And also, speaking of trilogies, Batman Arkham Trilogy has been announced on Switch. I don't know if it's coming to all platforms. And so is Metal Gear Solid Volume 1, which is Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3.
Back to its a Nintendo console for the first time since Twin Snakes.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the Master Collection. That's good.
There's been a few remakes of the original Metal Gear Solid, not the original Metal Gear. There's been a few remakes of it, and I think all of us as fans can categorically state Twin Snakes is the best. Yeah. It's so good.
Well, the Metal Gear Solid Collection comes with Solid 1, 2, 3, plus all the Metal Gear games as well. So
it's got the OG MGs on it.
Yes.
Nice.
I can categorically say I've never played any of them.
plus the 2 digital comics as well. So it's a full collection.
That's good. That's worth picking up.
Yeah.
Is that version also coming to Steam?
Possibly, because it's been noted with the Metal Gear Solid Delta release that it may come to all platforms as well.
Yeah. I will say, Sliver, you liked Tinykin when you played that, didn't you?
Yeah. I need
Definitely
to play Pikmin.
go grab the Pikmin 1 and 2. I think you'll really enjoy that.
It's after seeing it, it's like I'm playing. I'm gonna have to play that. I mean, when is that out on
next month? Now.
Pikmin 1 and 2 did HD out on Switch.
1 and 2 is digital download only. 3 you can get physical if you want. That was released last year before. And 4 will be dropping next month after?
July 21st. July 21st launch. So a month, just under 1 day under a month today.
Yeah. So that's that. What am I working? July 21st. I will have a Friday and a Saturday clear to play. That'll be good.
Yeah. One final thing to note of the Direct. One other thing that got announced. Co-op for Vampire Survivors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it local co-op only at the moment?
It's the same local co-op, but it's on everything. It's a free update for every platform, so it could work. With that Steam funny thing, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Steam Remote Play.
Yeah, Remote Play. Yeah.
And actually, there is another game that's that was on that Direct. That I think me and Caedes were both interested in back when it first announced a year or 2 ago. Which is the Paleo.
Oh, is Paleo coming to Switch?
Available holiday 2023.
Okay, so that confirms that I'll be buying it on Steam.
Yeah. It's free.
Isn't Paleo that MMO?
It's the MMO, Story of Seasons MMO, yes.
It's free. So if they do crossplay, even better.
Yeah, actually.
Free to play online multiplayer sim.
Crossplay doesn't matter when you've got a Steam Deck, dude. It just doesn't.
That's very true. I got to when Droid visited last week, and he brought his Steam Deck with him, and I got to play a little bit of Celeste on that just to try it out. Because what else do you do but play a game you know very well? And I want one now.
Yeah, it's. A friend of my sister's has just picked up the ROG Ally.
I am tempted by that instead because
it's too expensive. It's 700 quid, dude.
It's the same price. I think it's 50 quid more, but you've got Windows basically is the difference.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
I know the basic Steam Deck is 350, dude.
Yeah, but who buys the basic Steam Deck?
Me, because it's got compatibility for external hard drive, so you don't need to buy anything bigger.
I thought you went for a mid-range.
I actually can't remember at this point.
I think you got the internal hard drive because you need.
It's the 64 gig one. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's still better than the PS5. Whatever they want to do with the remote play thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I don't have the internet to not have the stuff on there, and at half a terabyte storage, it's like, yeah, okay. And the bonus, the one thing that gets me there is I'll be able to play any game I normally play because it's got Windows and I don't have to worry about the compatibility. Again, which is about the only reason.
The Steam Deck is designed to run as quick off of an SSD as it does off of internal. Why would you not just buy a 50 quid M.2 and wire it in? It cost you
because I don't want I don't want the cables dangling off it all the time because I'll break one of them. I know what I'm like on that.
Wire it in directly. It's fine.
It's soldered in. It's fine. I think actually the bonus of the ROG Ally is you can actually get. It'll take a full size M2. I might be wrong. I'd have to remember the deconstruction ones.
You'd actually hear something. This is tangential at best, but I do actually hear that the EU is moving to force phone manufacturers to either A, give us replaceable batteries, removable batteries in phones, or B, stop selling phones in Europe. Those are your choices. So we might be moving back towards a repair-focused environment again, which would be good.
So basically, Apple are going to sell you 400 pound batteries then. Fair enough.
Yep.
I mean, that probably explains why Apple have had those user replacement stuff where you can literally rent the hardware to replace your battery for yourself at home. It only costs twice the amount.
Yep. Absolutely stupid.
It is dumb. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I've looked at it as well. I mean, I'll be brutally honest, at even £650 or £700 for either the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally, or even $350 for the base one, I can't afford that right now. I will be straight up, I can't afford that. And again, yeah, with the ROG Ally and stuff, as Droid pointed out, you can put an SD card in, which, yeah, for gaming, yeah, SD card, absolutely fine. You're just mostly read-only.
My Steam Deck has a SD card.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what I run everything off. I run everything off the... the Linux and everything off the base, and then all my games go direct to the hard drive. The SD card, I don't run anything on hard drive because it's designed to be just as quick.
Yeah. So. I don't disagree. As I say, the only thing is obviously you don't have compatibility because of the SteamOS side, and this is an annoyance to me. That anything that requires. Not copyright protection. What the hell is it?
DRM?
Not DRM. The cheat engine. It's not cheat engine. Cheat protection.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I wouldn't be able to play anti-cheat. Thank you. I wouldn't be able to play Destiny 2 on it, which is a game that I would play a lot remotely if I could.
Well, that's entirely proven to be client-side.
Yes.
That's nothing to do with the deck. That's entirely client-side. And I would imagine the ROG has the same issue.
Yeah,
the ROG is Windows. Destiny works on ROG Ally. Because it's Windows based. That's the problem. The cheat protection for like Destiny 2 uses, I've forgotten the name of the bloody cheat protection, but it doesn't work on Linux, which doesn't work on SteamOS. Anti-cheat. Yeah, easy anti-cheat.
Battle Eye? Yeah, I think it's Battle Eye.
Battle Eye or easy, both. Either or both. Neither of them work. The only one that works on Linux is the Steam VAC. Valve Anti-Cheat, because, well, guess what? They own Steam Deck. I'd be a bit miffed. They'd be a bit miffed if that didn't work. So that's probably the only thing that makes me stop going, I would get a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Explicitly.
Because
I love
my Steam Deck.
Yeah. I mean, for emulation and stuff like that as well, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it can emulate everything up to and including the Switch. So,
yeah.
To be fair, the ROG is more powerful. There's no denying that, so it can as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's much of a muchness on that. I think the only thing that is pretty much the only bit that would makes the ROG Ally more tempting to me is the Windows compatibility and the Game Pass compatibility and all that, because I have Game Pass as well.
You can run them on thingy, but it's messing around with Linux.
Yeah,
so I understand if you don't want the hassle, for sure.
Having done that before, I just can't be arsed. I'd rather spend 3 hours playing games than 3 hours trying to get a game to run.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm on my 4th full refresh of it because I've been messing around with stuff and gone, you know what? At this point, it's just going to be easier for me to say, I'm going to start from scratch and get back to this point than it is to fix this point. kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the difference there is as well. I think it's aimed at a different person. Like, the Steam Deck is a lot more early supporter. You understand there's going to be bugs. You know that going in. I think they've done that. It's similar with the ROG Ally, but you've got the bonus of everything kind of works on the OS, so you're not taking that gamble on it as well.
I've actually always seen it more as that Steam just don't like Windows. If they could, they wouldn't operate on Windows because every single thing they've ever produced has always been Linux.
I mean, they
don't like it. They don't like Windows. They never have, and I don't know what it is, but I kind of get it. So
there's always. I mean, there is one big thing with Windows. It's the licensing thing. The cost of £700 for the ROG Ally. Yeah, I bet £100 of that is the Windows license per person.
Yeah, true.
Based on what Asus are probably having to pay to Windows for that, because I mean, we buy a license, and if we get it officially, it's 170 quid for a home license, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you can get OEM, but
yeah. Well, a fit OEM ones are OEM from if you buy it with, but it's still like if we wanted to buy it, 170. And you'd have to ask an OEM like Asus or something like that how much a Windows license costs them to include, because it's going to cost them, and it gets obviously punted onto us because our license now.
But completely tangentially, back to the theme of the show, which is bugs.
Yes.
Starship Troopers got an update today.
Has it? Oh, is it today?
Today's it's patch day.
Oh, can it come back? Okay.
It drops at 9 p.m. BST.
It drops at 9 p.m. BST. So
yep,
drops in.
Oh, this was posted yesterday at 9 p.m. BNT for it to drop.
So
at midnight, essentially.
Starship Troopers is the 16-player co-op game.
Yes. Yeah, co-op horde shooter with RTS elements.
Ooh,
that's very cool.
Very, very fun. I may be playing some with Wasted later if he decides that that's the way he wants to go tonight. And I will say Bastion is best because I get to sit with my iron skirt down and hold the line.
whereas I currently play support, and I'm normally hiding inside that iron skirt going, get the bugs away from me!
What is the main bugs? That's my main question here.
Not yet, but they have said that other types of bugs will be in later.
Yes.
I really kind of want to see that I even know how they should do it, which is amazing. They should basically have it. They've got an event type, which is there's a surge of bugs in this area, go kill them, kind of thing.
Okay.
On the maps where you have to defend your base and you're going out and collecting resources and shit, if that happens, it's an optional objective. You can go out or you can leave the swarm as it is. However, if you have one of those where it's a brain bug that pops up and all of a sudden the direction of the bugs, the AI increases, how aggressive they're going to be increases, where they're coming from, and flanking maneuvers becomes more likely. So going and taking out the brain bug makes the horde stupider.
Which is sensible. That's a cool effect.
If you have an area that's been less defended and the wall has gone down twice but been rebuilt, a brain bug pops up and all of a sudden that wall is now the focus of the attacks. Things are spawning and are running around the base to focus on that weak spot.
Interesting.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be interesting and cool. No,
But, as it's the first update, it's still in beta. It's not a 1.0 yet. This one is called the Mutated Sands update, and heavily features mutators. Arachnid Rush will increase Arachnid movement speed. Arachnid Resilience increases their health and decrease their speed. Fury increases their attack speed. Elite Arachnids will increase Arachnid damage, but decrease Arachnid movement speed. Packs will increase proximity-triggered Arachnid groups, so if you go too close to one of the nest spawns, that nest will swarm. We got bugs, and Arachnid infestation spawns at the start of the map, so the second you hit the deck, you're under swarm.
Okay.
Bugs inbound is the same, but at the middle of the map. Ambushes spawn sudden Arachnid groups near troopers, so they're more likely to appear around you, like Dune style. And there's quite a few. I think the only two that instantly strike me as odd is threat level maximum, which means you start at infestation level 5,
That's
and threat level
mad.
caution, which match starts at infestation level 3. Anybody who's played that game knows the second you drop into a match and it was infestation 5, you turn to all 16 of your mates and go, restart? And they all go, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
you don't want to do that.
Hopefully they've balanced that a little bit more then to be less just completely screwed.
We're also getting scenario mutators, including sandstorms, low gravity, integrated health stims, reviving disabled. And the theory on this one is that all of these integrated ones are going to be them testing the waters for how hero of the civilization is going to be, hero of the fleet. The ultimate difficulty level.
Okay, yeah.
We think they're testing what works and what doesn't for when that comes out. Explosive mace. Troopers' knives are replaced with maces that explode arachnids on attack.
Sorry, martyr. Troopers explode on being downed and can respawn immediately. You're going to have people just going, "Gah!"
It means you've got less need of medics, or rather less need of medics to revive, because you need to keep them up or they explode and then they've got a respawn time straight away.
That is insane. There's some interesting ones there now.
Yep, new map location, new base construction. We've finally got the twin machine gun emplacement, which I'm surprised wasn't in at the start. So supports will be able to hopefully man those, meaning that we can increase the number of bastions without reducing the number of supports. That'll be nice. So yeah, very, very good game so far. I'm highly, highly impressed with it. Very, very hard to play when you're playing randos, but if you get a full squad of 16, yeah, all I'm going to say is Cerberus squad knows what it's about and we get shit done.
We'll definitely say, yeah, no, it's definitely, if you can get a good group together, it's definitely one for medium to large communities. Like,
the one thing that annoys me is my main weapon is the SAW, the Marita.
Okay.
They decreased the damage on it.
Oh no. You got nerfed.
You know that thing that designed to stagger enemies and keep them away from the lines. They decreased the damage on it to make it more viable in its primary role. How dare they?
How dare they make it proper?
How dare they bring things in line to what they should be? Yeah,
it was, and I will admit that is what they've done. Because even as someone who really loves that class and that weapon, I was still looking at it and going, "It's a little powerful." Okay, yeah, if you're not hunkered down and crouched and braced against a wall and strapped up and ran around 3 times and give your blessings to the Fae, you can't hit shit with that thing because its recoil is worse than some Borderlands guns.
Oh,
nuts. The number of times I've literally shot one bullet and been aiming 45 degrees left and up. After one shot, you're like, oh, that's got some kick.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to trying this out then. I've been enjoying Starship Troopers when I managed to jump in. It's just, unfortunately, the regular, I say regular group, the group that I regularly end up playing with is when Wasted's playing at like 3 a.m.
Yep, that's probably what it's going to be tonight. I'm gonna message him later and be like, go live a little bit earlier, because you'll get more people to play Starship with. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Nudge, nudge.
Well, this will mean you'll be taking away from playing Final Fantasy 16.
I will be stopping playing Final Fantasy at 2 a.m. anyway, just because I don't want to burn out on the game. So to then stop and have an hour, get a bite to eat, and then jump into Starship, that's a good night for me. That's
fair. That's fair. Yeah, whereas I'll be going to bed because work.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah.
And then the final bugs of the 3 bugs is that's for Kremlik to talk about. I can chip in, but
do I have to talk about it?
Welcome to Diablo, where the butcher is real, but he hates you and he won't come play.
Oh god, yes, I bought the game. Oh.
Yeah, it's from what I've been told. I will admit I haven't played this myself yet. I've seen 4 of my friends play it. They're enjoying it. They really are. They've already put 100 hours in between, pretty much each at this stage.
Wow.
But the more I watch them play, the less interested in buying it I am.
I will say that probably is the same too. I was like, oh yeah, no, it's going to be amazing. because I've been obviously watching it in the background to get like the freebies on Twitch. Because screw it, free drops. Right, it'd be stupid not to. But it's very much like now. It's like, yeah, okay. I'll get to it at some point.
All I can say is, yes, this is the core problem of the game. The campaign itself, so far, very, very good. Very cinematic. Very enjoyable. Except if playing a druid, which needs buffing. Blizzard.
Yeah.
Give.
Bear with them. They'll get to it eventually.
No. They're actually releasing a 12-page document of bug fixes. Soon.
Yeah.
They're very proud of these 12 pages of bug fixes.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Why do you need 12 pages of bug fixes?
Because it's got 12 pages of bugs.
Yeah.
Also, as much as I'm not playing it, I did play the beta, and I am a Necromancer player through and through. I like my swarms, I like my minion mastery. Oh dear God, nerf those fuckers.
Oh, they buffed them.
I know.
Again, yeah.
It's insane. They didn't need the amount of times I've seen a guy walk into a boss room and not fight the boss because his minions there's a running joke in our Discord where the guy will say demon goes up to earth and rampages and then comes back down 20 minutes later. And what happened, Beelzebub? You said you were going to conquer the world. Yeah, some dude turned up with 4 skeletons.
Yeah. No,
you're a lord of hell.
This is the reason why I played Druid, not Necromancer this time, because again, Druid was only available in Lord of Destruction 2. Druid is fun to play that then, but the problem is, Druid in its werebear and werewolf forms, no DPS. I've had to play Storm. I had to play Wizard.
Yeah.
Druid. Do DPS.
I tried Wizard in the beta, and I must admit I wasn't impressed. It seemed overly flashy and not enough function.
Yeah, the only character played so far is Druid, so I can't tell you much about that.
I did do Wizard in the beta, and it felt very much like it did in Diablo 3, where at the very beginning you're kind of like, yeah, I've got magic missile, I can't do much the fuck else, and later on I could see the powers that start bouncing into each other to do utterly insane broken builds further on. Which is always, that always seems to be the problem. Is most of the time their balancing seems to be when you've got all the skills.
Balancing? Did someone say balancing? In a Blizzard game? How dare you? Look at the room.
I do remember it's got PvP in it as well. So yay!
Yay!
Have you seen the numbers of how many people have actually been in PvP?
Nope.
4.9% of players.
Oh, a big feature that I promoted into start because it was in the very first trailer and a major function.
I'll say that's higher than I expected, actually.
Yeah, it's time to bring out the trifecta of Blizzard. What can't Blizzard do? Come up with an original idea, matchmake, and balance properly. And I'll be honest, that's what Diablo feels like. It feels like they've hit the full Triumph Vitae on that one.
Yeah, well, the problem is currently they're officially rewriting how they're going to do in seasons because current endgame progression is boring as sin.
Yeah,
because there's no XP to grind.
And that's what you said in Discord the other day, and that's exactly why I'm happy I haven't bought it. Because I don't know what season play is.
No one does.
I'm not interested enough in the story to go out and spend the money on just for that if season play turns out to be shit. If season play turns out to be good, I will dive in.
Yeah.
But until then, I'm not interested.
That's the problem, though. The season don't come out for another couple of weeks. And and even Blizzard don't even know what seasons are yet, because I do write it.
I'll definitely say,
which again means it's not going to be balanced.
I think as well they've priced it wrong for what they're doing. Like if they put the game out at 30 quid, the 35 quid for the base game, they'd have had millions more sales because people are like, okay, cool. And then they charge 10 quid per season. Fine, whatever. That's the same as every other bloody season damn thing that does. As long as it's got enough extra content.
But that's the problem. Considering the seasonal content will be quote-unquote free to access, they don't see that as a purchase because they reckon that people that want the microtransactions in Season Pass will buy it. People that don't won't.
They've also priced it that way of like you're not going to go in and buy like 3 or 4 skins and be like, oh yeah, I like this one today, but I'll have this one. No, you're going to go in. You're going to buy one. Sorry, excuse me.
Did you see Dota's news? Speaking of battle passes.
Oh yeah, they're dropping it. Yeah,
they're getting rid of battle passes because majority of players don't buy them.
Yeah.
Finally, someone has clicked on, and it's Valve of all people. You know, the ones who have always got their finger on the pulse.
Yeah, exactly.
Somehow.
He said dripping with sarcasm.
Yeah, the one that seems to be somewhere near the front.
Yeah,
yeah.
And to talk about the opposite end, back to Activision Blizzard, Call of Duty Season 5 with the free tier Battle Pass. The third tier, the one that you have to pay 30 quid for, starts in the middle of the Battle Pass.
Yep.
So not only do you have free which starts at 0, the premium which starts at 25, but it looks like the mega premium, the extra one, starts in the middle of the Battle Pass. So you can skip, or it's paid to skip. Essentially, with more content.
It's paid to not play.
Yeah.
The only version of pay to not play I've seen that makes any sense is Warframe.
Yeah.
Because it's pay to not wait.
And even
Whereas
then,
you
they
can
got
go
rid of
fucking play. Yeah, and they got rid of that.
They got rid of the majority of it. Skipping the production time is still in there, but majority of it now has been taken away, and most of the story is just cosmetics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah. You still play the game. You set something going that's going to take some time. And
Again, this goes back to the main issue with the Diablo 4 season. Because if you look at Call of Duty with the free tier Battle Pass, and you look at Overwatch, which is just a shit show right now, because Season 5 is just as bad because it's forcing you to log in to make sure they can progress. To get the 3 different types of skins available in the one Battle Pass for the one character, to make sure they can actually do it in time. Because apparently you got to be logged in all the time to get it. Plus the fact that if you didn't know, the PvE content when they got to pay $15 for, that comes with extra credit to buy more cosmetics. Apparently, if you want to play with your friends, everybody has to own it. So really? Everybody has to buy it.
Wow.
If there's not enough, and what makes it worse is that it has to be co-op. So if you can't find people to play it, it will populate the game with bots.
They just don't know what we want at all. They've got no clue.
You can't play with your friends that everybody buying it. They can't play it on their own. Just like, what's the point of it?
Yeah. Considering how many games are coming out at the moment, you look at it and go, well, fine, let's just not play that one and play something else.
I've never played a Call of Duty. The last game of its variety I ever played was Medal of Honor 2 on the PlayStation 1. That is genuinely the last COD mod war I ever played.
I did play Modern Warfare 2. I played some of the free because it was free with Saren. And that was reasonably good fun. I mean, it was. I'd never bother buying the single player because even I bought the single player on the last one, and still haven't played it.
Well, to make things even more confusing, the last Call of Duty I played was Modern Warfare 2.
And that was the last one I played before that on Xbox 360 back in the day.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, genuinely, the last time I played Oh no, actually, I tell a lie. It would have been PlayStation 2, and it would have been Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which is arguably one of the best war sims ever. It's a great game. But the last time I genuinely sat and sat down to play one rather than just playing with a mate or something, controllers didn't have analog sticks. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah. That's a little bit ago.
The one didn't exist, as in the DualShock. Rumble wasn't a feature. Analog wasn't a feature. You couldn't click down L3 and R3. Those didn't exist.
So you played on N64 then?
I played on PlayStation 1.
N64 came out. N64 and PlayStation 1 are the same era, aren't they?
PlayStation 1 came out second, but didn't have a DS. It didn't have a dual stick until halfway through its life. At which point, then Ape Escape released, and you had to buy a controller specifically for it because you couldn't play it without the analog sticks.
Right. I've got to. I think I might have. And actually,
I'm the old Magic's boy. I was there.
I should have been, but I wasn't playing those. I was playing something else.
I was in the Pro area. I had a Game Boy.
I was playing N64 with my mate. That's what I was doing. Well, I remember it. No.
Yes. Yes,
so many
old
bugs.
games are best. Old games are best. They have so many more bugs, but we didn't care.
Yeah. Well, speaking of old games best, I finally finished A Link to the Past the other week.
Yay!
You beat it.
He finished
Yes.
Zelda.
I finished
Again.
Zelda. Yeah, I think that was that before or after last podcast. I think it was after. Yeah.
What's your next one then?
The next one in the Zelda series will be Link's Awakening, which is
good one.
I think the first and only one without Ganon, technically, as far as I understand it.
Yeah.
Kinda ish.
It's got a malevolent evil that people believe to be Ganon, but is not actually Ganon.
Yeah.
Pretty
No,
much.
Mary's not going.
Yeah. It's one of the few also
And the
that
Vim.
technically I've played because I do remember playing it on the Game Boy Color originally back in the day. 'Cause
Again.
my copies over there.
I'll be sitting there waiting for you to come to the Animal Village to hear the remix.
Yes, because I do have it on the Switch because I went screw it and bought myself the full version, the nice version because I know I'm going to play more of that. It's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was that the Link's Awakening. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the full
So that's
remaster.
the full 3. Yeah. It's good.
Chewy one, yeah.
Beautiful. Such a nice looking game for what it's. It's going. I mean, it's a nice looking game anyway on the original Game Boy version, but it's still. Yeah, it looks so nice on there, and it's got a few niceties like you actually get 2 weapons.
Yeah.
You actually get. Sorry, you get 2 tools, and you have your standard weapons.
And the shield is on a separate thing as well.
Yes. I think it uses all 4 buttons.
One of the questions then is: Are you going to be doing Crypt of the Necrodancer, Cadence of Hyrule?
I need to. I haven't done Cadence of Hyrule. Actually, I haven't played that one. I need to play through Crypt of the Necrodancer some more as well. Speaking of that particular style of game,
Well, the thing is, I do own Cadence, so I did just have co-op.
Yeah.
So I could be a thing at some point.
And to be fair, having tested it, works very well on remote play.
Cool.
Nice. Might have to have a look. But yeah, so at the moment I'm only going through the main games, as it were. It seems.
Right.
It's
And have you decided, are you going to either A, do Oracles and then Seasons, B, do Oracles linked into Seasons, or are you going to do C, Seasons linked into Ages?
Ooh.
Because there's 3 ways to play those games.
Depends which one I get first, because I don't think I've got any of them.
I think chronologically, Ages is first.
Yes. And they're also going to turn up on the GBA anyway, so.
If they turn up on GBA, then yeah, that's going to be nice and easy.
They've already been announced.
Right.
Yeah.
They were announced at the release of it. It said, here's what we've got and here's what's coming, and they were one of them.
Is Minish Cap out?
Nice.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Minish Cap is out.
Minish Cap is.
so.
Minish Cap is. I've looked.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Fairly sure it is. I could pick it up and check right now, but yeah, no, I'm fairly sure it is. And if not, I've got it on cartridge. So, but yeah, no, I think the only ones that I need that I've got gaps now of from being able to play straight up is Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. I think are the only 2 I have access to. Which I think
They're genuinely on the shelf behind me.
Yeah, I may, I'd advise you, mate, I'm going to have to go digging around for a copy of Twilight Princess for you.
yes,
Because
you've got the Wii U as well. I will have to borrow it because it's the only console that's got those on the remastered versions.
I know, I'm honestly surprised they haven't announced the Switch versions yet.
Yeah. If they do, then that's everything on Switch, isn't it?
Yeah.
They should do what they did with the other one, where it had the 4 games in one. They should do Twilight, Wind Waker, Ocarina, and Majora's.
Yeah.
And have that, the 4 3D. That way you've got the 4 original 2Ds and the 4 original 3Ds on 2 separate sets, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
That would be kind of nice.
I'd be down for that. I would day one buy that, I'll be honest.
Oh yeah, if they actually release them, because at the moment most of them, Legend of Zelda, Adventures of Link, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. If you want those, you currently have to have the subscription on Switch, which I mean at $35 a year is not too bad of an ask.
It's the better of the
But-
subscription services for sure.
Yeah, of the subscription. Yeah, Jesus.
Better Nintendo, so Sony and Xbox. It's fucking cheap.
Yeah.
Speaking of Xbox, the price of the Series X and Xbox Ultimate is going up.
Oh no,
Well, poo.
will not be buying. I may buy one retroactively in a couple of generations as a retro, but no, I'm not fussed. I've
Well,
got the PS5, and I've literally today bought my first game for it, so I'm just not caring about consoles.
yeah, I should
The only
probably
thing I
actually
care
pay
about
attention to that.
Xbox-wise, yeah, the only thing I care about Xbox-wise, when is the Family Pack coming to Game Pass?
Mm.
Because it makes so much more sense for me to just pay for that and give it to Sarin and you, kind of thing.
Yeah, or at least get it to Sarin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because
They announced it like a year and a half ago, and I've not heard anything since.
I wonder if it's.
I
I think it's baited in the US, but like that doesn't help. That doesn't help Sarin in Canada and us in the UK. So yeah, no, that's yeah. They'll get around to it when no one cares anymore.
Right, that time I read 60 minutes. I'm going to play Final Fantasy 3.
Right. In that case, the first shout out can be Kremlik.
What? No. Yes. I'm Kremlik. I'm the one who mostly runs the background shit and cheese screws in them all. So yeah. And I'm going to be playing 16 for most of the weekend. So bye. See you later. He's gone now.
Yep.
Bye.
He's literally gone. Oh no. Caedes.
No. Okay, fine. I'll come back and do it. My name is CaedesEnder. I stream on Twitch. I will be streaming much more often, more recently, because my computer is fixed.
Yay.
So that'll be quite
Oh, we
nice.
never discussed that.
Mainly going with the RPGs, and as you can tell, Final Fantasy Persona at the moment. But yeah, Dark Descent soon, and I also need to do Jack 3 at some point as well, because that's on the list. The list is ever growing, but yep, you can find me in all the usual places, except for Twitter, because I don't do Twitter anymore, because to hell with Twitter. So
That's fair.
and Sliver.
Yep. I will be back tomorrow with some more Hat in Time, which is what we're currently playing between Zelda playthroughs. So we'll be continuing on with some more of that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm TBSliver on pretty much everywhere. I am on Twitter. I do tweet occasionally when we find a better place to do tweets or whatever the hell we call it next. Yeah. We'll figure that out. But otherwise, yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. BST, roughly. Or 8 p.m. UK time. I keep saying BST. 8 p.m. UK time. Yeah, that's normally when I stream. And yeah, hopefully next Tuesday we'll be starting looking at some other project bits. Maybe get back to Stray and start speedrunning some of the various sub bits, because I do need to get back to that. But there's been so many bloody games coming out recently, so never mind. Apart from that, I think that's us.
Yeah.
Indeed, I'm going to go grab cake, 7-Up, and play Final Fantasy.
Yes. Are you going to be streaming shortly?
Oh yeah, I'll be on in like 10 minutes.
Okay. So if for those of us watching us live, join over on twitch.tv/CaedesEnder. Link is in the description. And for those of you joining us with the video later, find out which one of us is live by clicking the various links in the description. Otherwise, thank you very much everyone for joining.
What's the thumb button do underneath the stream?
Huh? Oh yeah. Oh, click that one or that one. I prefer this one, but if you click this
And if
one,
you-
I don't mind too much because it's still, we'll just be sad.
And if you click me and find content, God help you.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think that's it from us. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and we will catch you next time. Possibly same time and place. Possibly
In
not.
2 weeks.
Maybe, yeah. So, right.
Enjoy.